Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Baxter Student Ambassador Program webinar. Presenting for us today is Myles Gallup, one of our finalists from Sheridan College. Hi, Myles. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So just before we get started, I'd like to quickly introduce some of the people attending today's webinar. We have Carol Greenwood on the line from the Tourism Industry Association of Ontario. Two representatives from Contiki are attending today's webinar as well. And here at Baxter Media, we have Wendy McClung, Emily McClung, Ashley Rochford, Ian Stalker, and I'm Dan McDonald. Now, for everyone viewing today's webinar, if you have any questions during the presentation, just type them into the Q&A box found in your Zoom toolbar, and those questions will be answered after the presentation has finished. Okay, Myles, if you'd like to go ahead and share your screen, you can start whenever you're ready. There we go.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Myles Gallup, and I hope that you love my presentation today. Today, I'll be presenting to you Contiki Tours of Peru. My name is Myles Gallup. I'm a second-year student in the Tourism Global Travel Diploma Program at Sheridan College. I'm also the Vice President of the Sheridan Global Tourism Association. And our agenda for today will cover about Contiki, a destination video, where is Peru, overview of Peru, weather in Peru, overview of Contiki in Peru, ultimate Inca Trail Tour, Inca Panorama Tour, Peru Uncovered Tour, Andes and Amazon Highlights Tour, and how can you sell these tours and why should you sell these tours, and references and then conclusion. And I have a picture of Paddington Bear because you must know that he's from deepest, darkest Peru, so I felt that I should definitely include him. So a little bit about Contiki. It was founded by Mr. John Anderson, a New Zealander. He started in 1962 in Europe. In 2011, Contiki starts offering tours of Latin America. And Contiki is a part of the Travel Corporation, and Contiki is geared to people aged between 18 and 35 years old, and many travelers on Contiki trips travel solo, over 50%, I believe. Contiki is also a founding partner of the Tread Right Foundation, dedicated to sustainable tourism. So here's a quick destination video provided by Contiki about Peru. So it gives you a good taste of what Peru is like, so then you can better sell it to your clients.
You seem to have wandered into probably the most extravagant restaurant I've ever been to. There's jelly stuff with stuff on it. Pretty much jelly stuff with stuff on it. I like it. We're just getting off the bus and gotta keep up. We're gonna see Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu is one of the mountains here, like Machu Picchu. Except Picchu means mountain. So their mountain, Machu Picchu, is just calling their mountain, which is pretty awesome. Well, we're up at Machu Picchu. It's like 7 a.m. This place is absolutely jaw-dropping. The sun just came over the mountain about 20 minutes ago. Completely changed how everything looks. So we're here in the Cold Canyon in Peru. We're here checking out these conures. Big vultures, wingspan of 3+ meters. They weigh about 25 to 30 pounds each. This is day 2 in Lima, Peru. We're going to the beach and we're gonna go surfing. They look so confused.
This one is adult alpaca.
I've always wanted to go mountain biking in Peru, and now I've got a chance, so let's make the most of it.
Because I've clearly got the bike to do it.
Yeah, you look pretty good. This is a lot of fun.
So where is Peru exactly? Peru is located in northwest South America, located along the South Pacific Ocean. Inland Peru has the mighty Andes Mountains, home of the ancient Incan Empire dating back to the 12th century AD. And Peru is also located just south of the equator. So a little bit about Peru itself. The capital city is Lima, located along the Pacific coast. The language is Spanish. However, there is also a lot of indigenous language spoken. The currency is the Peruvian Nuevo Sol, but also US dollars is also used very much. And for a Canadian to travel there, you need a valid Canadian passport. And Peru is also the winner of last year's from the World Travel Awards, South America's leading green destinations. So the weather, in regards to weather, it's always a good time to visit Peru. However, the high season, it's between June and August, and the spring and fall weather in the highlands are ideal for less crowded visits. So then you can get spectacular photographs. And a little bit about Contiki and their tours of Peru. Contiki offers 4 exclusive tours that are dedicated just to Peru itself. Majority of Contiki tours of Peru start in Lima, except the Ultimate Inca Trail, which starts in Cusco, Peru. Contiki tours of Peru vary from 8 to 14 days, so you can choose a tour that is best for your client. Accommodations can vary from a jungle lodge to camping to hotel stay. Your clients can also travel to Peru with Contiki year-round, which gives more flexibility for your clients. Now, let's start off with the first tour of Peru with Contiki, Ultimate Inca Trail. 7 nights accommodations, 14 meals included. Of course, you can't see Peru without seeing Machu Picchu, so there is a guided tour included. There's a walking tour at Cusco, and you can try out Chicha de Jora. It's a corn beer. It's a very popular drink in Peru. And there's also a guided tour of the Paisac ruins in Ollantaytambo, as well as the Inca Trail trek. And Machu Picchu, a little bit about it. It's home to ancient Incan ruins where you can see temples, residences, terraces, and it was rediscovered by a former U.S. Senator Hiram Bingham in 1911. And a must try in Peru is trying out frog juice. It's a very unique beverage to Peru. And at Ollantaytambo, it's you can actually see the Sun Temple. It's just very well famous for. And actually, you can actually be able to see the Sacred Valley from a certain point of view. And for all this and more, it starts at $2,235 Canadian. And the next tour, Inca Panorama, it's 10 nights hotel, 13 meals included, entry to the Temple of Huaracocha, Coca Canyon, and of course Machu Picchu, and San Pedro Market in Cusco. And a little bit about Cusco, it's the former capital of the Incan Empire. It's located at high altitude and has ancient colonial buildings. Colca Canyon highest level of this is the highest level of this tour. You're actually going to be at 4,910 meters above sea level, and that's the same level as Europe's highest peak. And of course, part of this tour, you get to include an entry into the San Pedro market in Cusco. It's definitely a must for foodies, and you can be able to find amazing souvenirs, fruits, alpaca jumpers, to nuts and popcorn, and it's a must do in Cusco. A bit about the Peru Uncovered tour. It's 13 nights accommodations, 20 meals included, and there's an island boat trip on Lake Titicaca. And Lake Titicaca, it's South America's largest freshwater lake. You'll be riding on a water taxi, locally known as Triciclo. You also visit Tequil Island. Culturally, it's one of the most culturally intact communities in Peru. And later on in that, you also visit Euros Island. It's a floating island made entirely of reeds, which is like a long grass. And you also get to visit locals, a fish farm, and a museum to better really understand the culture and Peru itself. And at the Raki Inca ruins, it's very sacred for their powerful healing waters. And of course, Machu Picchu, because to get some amazing photographs, and you can post it on social media and share it with your friends. A bit about Andes and Amazon highlights. The tour price starts at $2,741 Canadian. And you can also be part of it because you're also kind of experiencing the Amazon side of Peru, and by staying in a jungle lodge to be able to get more closer and intimate with animals. 13 meals included, of course, guided tour Machu Picchu, and visit a llama farm. Llamas are so cute and they're amazing animals, and you can find it almost anywhere in Peru. And you get to raft in the Sacred Valley. It's and visit the world famous Machu Picchu, of course. You know, Machu Picchu, that's a big highlight. So how can you sell Contiki tours of Peru? Well, that's actually a very good question. Contiki's there's a travel press article earlier this month, and Contiki's hosting an open age travel agent fam trip to Peru this May. And these fam trips are legendary. And to be eligible, travel agents must complete Contiki U e-learning training courses. Agents will be required to tell Contiki in 100 words or more how they plan to increase their Contiki sales after completing their chosen fam trip. And you can be able to send their applications to this email. Of course, you know, experiencing it helps you better to sell it, and also make amazing memories so that then you can share it to your clients. As well, if you tell like your young client that there's Wi-Fi included, that's a very easy sell as well. A lot of young people love Wi-Fi, and your clients can be able to make friends and to become more smarter, global person, and more happy, and also more of a risk taker. So why should you sell Contiki tours of Peru? It's an excellent sales strategy, as Peru, like many South American destinations, has some problems. So it's better to have a package tour with have a sell with package tour, especially Contiki. Contiki is a very great and very safe company to travel with. It's Peru's not as crowded destination compared to some others in the world, which means that you can experience it better and not having to be all crowded, and not be able to really experience it and get a better feel of the local culture. Your clients will also experience one-of-a-kind scenery that you can't get anywhere else. Peru is also a very accessible location. You can fly out of Toronto easily, nonstop. And traveling with Contiki is very safe when traveling alone. Accommodations are very unique to the destination that have been professionally checked by Contiki. And Contiki is TICO certified and a member of ACTA and the Canadian Association of Tour Operators, which means that it's very reputable in the travel industry, and that means that it's better for the consumer. And it's an easy sell. And what I mean by that, there's actually May tour dates that they're actually sold out for this summer 2018, which means that it's very popular and be able having a young, if you're able to get a young client, you'll have them for life. And here's my amazing reference pages. And I just want to say thank you, Contiki, the Government of Canada, History Channel, Lonely Planet, Mark Mancini, and UNESCO, and of course, the Travel Press. And
Thank you, Myles.
I just want to say thank you to Baxter Travel Media, Contiki, and its amazing sponsors for having this, because you're encouraging us young travel students to be more to get more involved in the travel industry, and by doing that, you're encouraging us to be successful in our future in the travel industry. And I just want to also say thank you for taking the time out of your busy day and by coming out and listening to my presentation. And I hope that that you enjoyed it.
Thanks so much, Myles. That was great. So we'll take a few minutes now to answer any questions that the viewers may have. And you can submit those to either the chat box or the Q&A box. Ian here at Baxter has a question.
Hi, Myles. I wasn't clear. Did you personally get to Peru?
Personally, I haven't been to Peru, but it's definitely on my bucket list. I've learned so much from Contiki and the tours that they offer, and also learning it in my selling destinations class, that it makes me really want to go to Peru and to experience it myself, so then I can be able to better sell it.
Okay, great. It's actually a fascinating country. I was just looking at the tours. I was wondering which one sort of wows you the most.
Out of all of them, that's kind of hard to tell because they're all good, but out of all of it, probably Peru Uncovered, because it's like 14 days. So you get, the more time I find that you spend in the destination, the better you get to be more familiar with the country and the locals and the culture and the history itself.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Thanks so much.
No problem.
And we have a couple of questions here, I think. Jenny asks, what was the reason you chose Contiki and Peru specifically as your highlight?
Well, I chose Contiki as they offer tours to people like my age, so I can easily connect to that. And I chose Peru as it's in South America, and not a lot of people, like young people, they always think South America as their first thing on a trip. They usually think Europe. So it's definitely different compared to other places in the world, and it's very unique and has its own distinct culture and identity that that's something that you can easily learn and take in and be able to take it home with you and then share it with others.
Thanks. And she also asks, have you ever been on a Contiki tour?
Personally, no, but I have friends I believe that have, and I definitely want to do it in the near future. Contiki, they have amazing tours, not just to Peru, but all over the world. And I definitely would love to do it someday.
Yeah, you and me both, Myles. Thanks.
Yeah.
And Jenny says, awesome. Thank you and great job.
Thank you.
And I do believe that's all the questions for today. So I'd like to thank everybody that tuned in on the webinar today. And Myles, thanks so much for participating in the 2018 Baxter Student Ambassador Program.
Thank you.
So you take care and we'll be in touch.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.